would and have died. Let's separate from preventable death,
Right.
unavoidable death, and avoidable death.
Right. Very pertinent message there. Let's take a look at what is on the local scene.
Well, we begin with the Prime Minister of Uganda, the Right Honorable Robin Nabanja, who arrived in Taxation to represent the President at the United Nations Conference on Landlocked Developing Countries, taking place in the city of Awaza. Now, on arrival to Taxation, the international airport, Nabanja was received by the Deputy Chairperson of the Cabinet Ministers of Taxation, Hojamarat Gelidimorodov. The third United Nations Landlocked Developing Countries Conference will address challenges faced by these countries and forge solutions towards unlocking their full potential towards equitable and prosperous nations. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has visited the Uganda Cranes camp at the Fufa Hotel in Kisasi and delivered memorable boosting moral support message. This comes just hours to the Uganda Cranes Total Energy Africa Cup of Nations opener against Algeria at Mandela National Stadium, Nambole. The Uganda Cranes camp at the Fufa Hotel in Kisasi was boosted by her visit. On her part, the Speaker delivered 74 million shillings from her family to the team with a promise for more if the team excels. She also brought 20 million from businessman Ham Chigundu, who also dedicated 20 million for every victory. Uganda opens its Total Energies CAF Championship of African Nations today at 8 p.m. and it is against Algeria at the Mandela National Stadium in Nambole. The National Resistance Movement members who participated in the recent party primaries have appealed to the Election Dispute Tribunal to impose fines on those who bring unjustifiable cases. The members claim that some candidates lack critical evidence but want to use the tribunal as a reason to run as independents. Despite it having been a Sunday, the NRM Disputes Tribunal was working to deliver justice to aggrieved party members. Emmanuel Rashande and Theodore Sechikubo from Remiyaga constituency and others appeared before the tribunal. Sechikubo petitioned the tribunal seeking nullification of Remiyaga's constituency party primaries. Kawempe North NRM flag bearer Nambi Farida faced off with Hanifa Karadi, who alleged irregularities, including pre-ticked ballot papers. Stephen Bakulabayo and Don Bwana from Ruka district claimed that Bwana's complaints lacked evidence. Moses Magogo, accompanied by his wife Anita Among, defended his victory in Vudope East, which is opposed by Dumuzungu Godfrey. Participants have tasked the NRM tribunal to fine those found guilty of breaching party election rules and regulations. All eyes are on the tribunal as it prepares to start delivering ruling this week and today, according to the Director of Legal Affairs at the NRM, Enoch Barata. The tribunal will start handling local government NRM primary cases on Tuesday this very week. Well, those are some of the local stories that we have. Please take us through the international stories.
Thank you very much, Robert. Looking at what is on the international scene, at least 68 African refugees and migrants have died and 74 others remain missing after a boat capsized off the coast of Yemen, according to the United Nations Migration Agency. Abdeseta Isov, head of the UN's International Organization for Migration in Yemen, told the Associated Press news agency on Sunday that the boat with 154 Ethiopians aboard capsized off Yemen's province of Abiyan. 12 people survived the shipwreck, he said, adding that the bodies of 54 refugees and migrants washed ashore in the district of Kanfa and 14 others were found dead at a different location and taken to a hospital morgue. Yemeni health authorities earlier said that 54 people had died. Abdulkader Bajamil, director of the health office in Zanzibar, said that the authorities were making arrangements to bury the victims near the city of Shakra, while search opportunities continued amid difficult conditions. The waterways between Yemen and the Horn of Africa are common but perilous route for refugees and migrants traveling in both directions. Israel's far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has visited the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem and prayed there, violating a decades-old arrangement covering one of the most sensitive sites in the Middle East. Photos and videos of his visit show Ben-Gvir leading Jewish prayers at the compound, which is known by Jews as the Temple Mount in occupied East Jerusalem. Praying at the site breaks a long-time arrangement that allows Jews to visit the site but not pray. The Israeli Prime Minister's office released a statement saying there had been no change to Israel's policy of maintaining the status quo agreement that allows only Muslim worship there. Jordan, custodian of the site, called Ben-Gvir's latest visit an unacceptable provocation. Hamas called it a deepening of the ongoing aggressions against our Palestinian people, quote unquote. While a spokesperson for Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas said the visit crossed all red lines. The site is the holiest place for Jews because it was the site of 2 biblical temples. It is the 3rd holiest place for Muslims who believe it was where the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven. Now, coming back to the motherland, a BBC Africa Eye investigation has revealed how women known as madams have involved children as young as 13 years in prostitution in Kenya. Heartbreaking story. Yes, in the transit town of Mai Mahiu in Kenya's Rift Valley, trucks and lorries pound the streets day and night, transporting goods and people across the country into Uganda, Rwanda, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The key transport hub, just 50 kilometers east of the capital, Nairobi, is known for prostitution, but it is also a breeding ground for child sexual abuse. 2 undercover investigators posing as sex workers wanting to learn how to become madams spent months earlier this year infiltrating the sex trade in the town. Their secret filming reveals 2 different women who say they know it is illegal, and they introduce the investigators to underage girls in the sex industry. The BBC gave all its evidence to Kenyan police in March, and the BBC believes that the madams have moved locations since then. The police said that women and young girls that the BBC filmed, could not be traced. Can you imagine? To date, there have been no arrests. Convictions are rare in Kenya. For successful prosecutions, police need testimonies from children. Often vulnerable minors are too afraid to testify. Wow. Wow, how can this sit with such an excuse of there is no evidence? My goodness.
Globally, sex trafficking is a big thing globally, everywhere, sex trafficking. And sometimes we blame it on the women. But if the men were not buying these young girls,
yes,
then we wouldn't have this business, because no business thrives when you don't have that clientele. I usually see men, when you're driving through, criticizing young girls and women. We see line at Speak, here at Rock Gardens and all the dark corners. Look at women, what have women become? But we forget to say, what have women become? Because that girl is there today, tomorrow, and the other day. Because there is a man like you watching, or me speaking, who is going to come and buy that girl. So before we condemn the women, let's condemn ourselves who are sustaining this business. Send not to buying prostitutes, you man, and they will not have market. How do you get interested in the young girls?
And anyways, by the order of God's creation, men are meant to protect every female creature surrounding them. So it's up to you to protect every woman by saying no to such activities. As a man, it's your responsibility for this woman. Anyways, What do we have in the dailies today?
Sorry, that took a bit of my breath. Now, sad story that you began with, that is
Right.
the death of Rhoda Kalema rests at 96 years. Life well spent. We also have police launches hunt for a Catholic cleric. Boy dies at church. Priest on the run. Oh. And
Okay.
still we have Masindi gets bishop. Now, Chan Nambole is calling. Of course, the Uganda Cranes there. Now there are over 60 jobs for you in the new vision. You never know, just look through. And health, what Ugandans want. Now let's move to the Daily Monitor this morning. Rhoda Kalema on the front of the Daily Monitor, her picture there, born in 1929 and died in 2025, making it 96 years of age. Rhoda Kalema led, inspired, endured. That is how briefly they have described her. Then thugs go on rampage in city, target factories and Momo pay agents. Still a school, parents grapple with ban on packed food. Now, we hope that will be implemented. Still moving on, Uganda pushes for deal with US on tariffs and visa. Now here the lizard comes in and says, hope they won't ask for our oil. That is the US.
He has a point. He has a point.
Still here we have more in the Daily Monitor, from unremarkable 2021 polls to internet blackout in 2016. Then the cost of giving birth in Uganda. All eyes on the cranes on the first Chan march at Nambole. Well, these and more, they're in the Daily Monitor. But please walk us through what is in the papers of Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania.
Yes, indeed. Let's head straight to Tanzania in the Citizen. And the headline there is why Dodoma property occupancy rent stakes. And also in there, according to a new Bank of Tanzania report, Dodoma's rise can be attributed to the relocation of government entities, which has triggered a surge in demand for office space for key public institutions. Also, in the Citizen still, tight races beckon as CCM primaries enter voting stage, and Tanzania eyes safer waters, blue economy boost in EU plan. And right at the top of the Citizens, elections, 3 decades of hope, hurdles and tough lessons. All of that in the Citizen. Quickly taking a trip to Kenya in the Daily Nation, why Kanja won't give up 60 billion shillings payroll roll. And the heavy cost of illegal deportation of foreigners. That's a story there as well. And 3.4 billion shillings boost for tea farmers. Also, Harambee Stars kick off Chan with historic win. And in their matters, education, probe of 3.7 billion shilling ghost schools scam, parents and union demand. That is in the Daily Nation. Now, let's come back to Uganda and take a look at what is in the Uganda Gazette. And in the Uganda Gazette, in there, as you can see, it's the table of contents, but going down, scrolling down all the way to the notices, the commissioners for oaths advocates notice to all whom these present may come greetings, be it known that on the 30th day of January 2025, Tumusime Ishmael, an advocate of the High Court, has been appointed to be a commissioner for oaths under the above-mentioned Act for so long as he continues to practice as such advocate and the commission is not revoked, given under the hand of Alphonse Chigamoy Owinjidolo, the Chief Justice. And that is as of the 30th day of January 2025. And another notice to take note of is the Marriage Act notice, taking note of a celebration church for marriage. The church is Ebenezer Jerusalem Apostolic Ministries Limited. It's of born-again denomination. And the village is Kabuye, Parish Kabuye, Sub-County Biguli Town Council. Country, that is Uganda, in the district of Kamwenge, given under the hand of Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Honorable Norbert Mao, on the 26th day of March 2025. And the other place of worship to take note of for Marriage Act is the church Katale Christ Our Refuge Fellowship Limited, denomination Presbyterian, and the village is Katale Busaula. Parish is Chikajo, Sub-County Chengera, Busiro East County in Wakiso District, and given under the hand of Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, as of the 23rd day of July, 2025. You can still get a copy for yourself and look at all the detail in there that is necessary and pertinent for you. Thank you so much for being on the show. It has just started. Let's have a short break as we look forward to having a conversation on the importance of RDCs and RCCs. Have you ever wondered why and why they're appointed and what their role is in your area of residence and operation? Well, stick around. Set the number 0709-602-592 as you enjoy a song of encouragement and boost that is from Nico and Vince. Am I wrong? Good morning, Uganda. Congo as well as Sudan and Congo as well as Sudan is tomorrow, and Senegal and Nigeria are tomorrow, but today it's Niger and Guinea and Uganda and Algeria. Hopefully you are geared up to go watch the match, but also welcome back from yesterday's matches. Kenya, DR Congo, where Kenya defeated 1, and Morocco and Angola, where Morocco defeated 2, and Madagascar there with Mauritania 0-0, but Madagascar having left with a red card. Chan is here. Let's enjoy the tournament. But also, in other news, rather sad, on the 3rd of August, which was yesterday, Honorable Rhoda Nachibuka Nsibirwa Kalema, one of Uganda's most iconic female politicians and trailblazer in public service, died at the age of 96. She passed away at a hospital in Nairobi, Kenya, where she had been receiving treatment. And speaking of which, given that she's an OG of Gayaza High School, Gayaza High School has marked a significant milestone, celebrating 120 years of distinguished service in the field of education. The school officially opened Warren House Hostel, a project completed in 11 months. Good morning, Uganda. Once again, welcome. And you are watching UBC TV, coming to you live from Nile Avenue. My name is Julie Nantaba Mosisi, and I am with my usual partner in crime, Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono. Good morning, Robert.
Oh, a lovely morning to you, Julie. And of course, our viewers, thank you very much for waking up with us. It is Good Morning Uganda, and we are here to ensure that you're well versed with what is happening locally and internationally. And now, sad news of the death of Rhoda Kalema, but for such age, we usually say she has walked and fought the battle.
A life well lived.
Awaits her. A life well lived. If you talk about women in Uganda's political scene, Rhoda Kalema is a name you can't miss. Now, very unfortunate and sad indeed. We pray and we sympathize with the family. Now, away from that, today is a big day.
Yes.
For the NRM tribe, you know?
Yes.
Many will know if really they have a chance to take the party flag, or they totally give up. All defiance takes over and they come as independence. So the day is today because the tribunal had 7 days and today is Monday. So we'll wait to see how events are going to unfold. But on a very sad note, Julie, we also lost 2 pupils of that is Daystar Junior School. Now this happens to be a school within my vicinity.
Right.
And this is in Lusakachirombe. And very unfortunate is that one of the dead happens to be a young girl who was often in my home.
Oh, what happened?
Because the mother once helped us during a trying time. You know, family, you need a bit maturely to take after that.
Right.
When you are away. And these children went for a school trip, leaving Machindi all the way to Kasese.
Right.
I wonder what wasn't around there. And they had this accident at about 5 a.m. in the morning.
Car accident?
The bus that had taken them for the trip. It is said, not confirmed, that the bus had 90 pupils. Now, I've already said on this show that Ministry of Education and Sports, please do
Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, WHO, and its partners.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business. It is the man who is going to drink this water. We strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together.
Buza Commissioner. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
The stage is set, the teams are ready, and your voice could be the difference. Come wave your flag, sing your song, and back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
A very good morning to you. If you are just joining in, you're welcome. This is Good Morning Uganda on UBC TV, coming to you live from Nile Avenue. We started the show already, and if you have been with us, as always, thank you very much for watching the show and watching UBC TV. It's about 7 minutes after 7 a.m. in the morning. Good morning, and like I told you, please save the number 0709-602-592. An opportunity for you to be a part of the show. Now, recently the president made some reshuffles in regards to RCCs and RDCs. And while we were talking a lot about who was taken where and who was posted where, do you actually know the role of your RDC or RCC in implementing and supervising government programs? Do you? This is an opportunity for us to learn and relearn. And to do that with us is Ninsima Gachibayo, who is the Assistant RCC of Jinja City South Division. Good morning, Ninsima.
A very good morning to you, my sister Judy,
right,
and to our viewers. I'm extremely humbled and profoundly honored to be here again,
right,
on Good Morning Uganda, the national broadcaster. I congratulate whoever has got good things, and glory be to God, but also pass my condolences and sympathies to those who have got challenges and those who have lost their dear ones. Greetings from Jinja and Busoga sub-region people bakulamwisa bakobye nti kodeyo. Yes.
How do I respond? Kodeyo.
Kodeyo muna.
Kodeyo muna.
Yes.
Let's thank you so much indeed for joining us and for giving us the time to educate us as Ugandans. Let's start with you explaining briefly what your responsibilities are as the RCC of Jinja South City.
Thank you very much, my sister Judy. Yes, RDCs, RCCs, deputy RDCs, RCCs, assistant RDCs, and assistant RCCs. Our role is constitutional. We drive our mandate from the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, as amended, Article 203. When you look at that article, Clause 1 says there shall be a resident district commissioner in every district.
Right.
And the functions are elaborated in Clause 3, Article 203, Clause 3, and also the Local Governments Act, Cap 138, Section 76, Section 77, and Section 78. So, majorly, we are appointed by the President, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, under the guidance of the Minister, the Permanent Secretary, Office of the President, and all the other officials in the RDC Secretariat.
Right.
So that's how we are appointed. So we are representatives of the President at a district level. And our roles are stipulated in those authorities I've given you, monitoring government programs, ensuring there is service delivery, also monitoring the security within our district. That's why we act as chairpersons of the District Security Committee.
Right.
Yes.
Now, one might wonder, along the years we were used to RDC, Resident District Commissioner, and along the way RCC was also now introduced, and one might be confused as to what RDC and RCC is and what the difference is.
Yeah, an RDC is a Resident District Commissioner, every district, that's an RDC. Now, when Parliament passed laws to have cities in Uganda, so it went to RCC, Resident City Commissioner, where you hear RCC, Deputy RCC, Assistant RCC, we always sit in cities as the other ones sit in the district. For us, we sit in cities. So that's, but we are all the same. We are all the same. Only that the title changes a bit, the other city, the district, but we remain representatives of the President.
And in terms of
carry
roles?
on the same roles. Yes, our roles do not differ. Yes, from Article 203, Section 77 of the Local Governments Act, Cap 138, those are the very roles. They don't differ.
Right.
Yes.
Very pertinent to learn and good to learn it as well. Now let's still stick with you and your role, the time you've served in office. What specific government projects have you overseen in Jinja City South Division?
Well, like I said, our roles is to monitor the implementation of all government programs, and that's our constitutional mandate. So all government programs, now for example, the ones that we have, the poverty eradication programs,
Right.
for example, parish development model, EMIOGA, and all the other programs. But majorly, I have been part of those individuals in Jinja, Jinja City, and have participated in monitoring the parish development model, which is a MasterCard program that was introduced by government to see how the livelihoods of people enhance as we get away from the subsistence economy to joining the money economy. So the parish development model, I want to thank the President of the Republic of Uganda, and I want to thank the local government for bringing this great program as a MasterCard program to enhance the livelihood of our Ugandans. So it has done a great part, and Ugandans have testified that they have gained in this program of the parish development model. And all the other programs, because like, you know, schools, health sector, we have monitored, and we thank government for doing its best to see that Ugandans have a smiling face as regards these government programs.
Right. And sticking with the programs, before I even continue, 0709-602-592, it's a WhatsApp number that you can engage and ask Assistant RCC of Jinja City South Division, Ninsima Gachiwayo, any question regarding the role of RDCs and RCCs in implementing and supervising government programs. And speaking of the government programs, like you've just shared, PDM, share the importance or how effectively RCCs and RDCs are supposed to make sure that all these opportunities are delivered to the beneficiaries. As we've seen over the news, that there are areas where we've seen RDCs fight with either the authorities responsible or people responsible for delivering these programs, that people are complaining they've never received PDM money, or if they have, they've signed for example, 1 million, but received the cash of 700,000. That means the 300,000 was taken as a commission by someone who's in charge. How exactly are RDCs and RCCs, how effectively have they made sure that the intended opportunities are delivered to the intended beneficiaries?
Thank you, my beloved sister Julie, and all the viewers wherever you are. Like I mentioned earlier, that we drive our mandate from the Constitution, Article 203, that's the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995 as amended. And one of the major roles is to monitor the implementation of central and local government services in the district. So, parish development model is one of the government program that government introduced through the Ministry of Local Government and put on the parish of every district that Ugandans may enhance their livelihood as a MasterCard program to see that the poverty line of some of our Ugandans grow from the other 33%. So we have tried to monitor the same, and like you have said, my sister, and to our viewers, government has always provided 100 million Uganda shillings to every parish, and so meaning every Ugandan who qualifies for PDM must get 1 million Uganda shillings. But we have monitored in some places where you have said that somebody was supposed to get 1 million shillings and gets 800 or so or less. That is unacceptable. We have always dealt with these people who deduct, who take away people's money, because government programs are free. That's the essence of government, to provide these these programs to Ugandans on a free cost or at a free cost. So you're not supposed to pay for a government program. So where we have monitored, we have always put all the other measures to see that these people are answerable, and some of them are even taken to police, they are arrested, and some of them have even gone to courts of law to answer for these. Yes, by the assistance of police. And I want to thank also the State House Anti-Corruption Unit that is led by Brigadier General Henry Isoke and the team for working with us as the RDCs, the RCCs, the assistant RDCs and the RCCs in implementing these programs and also arresting these corrupt individuals.
Right.
Yes, because really this is corruption. It is swindling government's money, taking away the money that is supposed to help the community, to help Ugandans, to get away from poverty. Because that is His Excellency, the President's message. The continuity is that wealth and job creation. But how are we going to attain this? The message of His Excellency, the President, is through these government programs. But if you see somebody is sabotaging these programs, is trying to deduct the money that Ugandans are supposed to get, then we have to come on board and also do as expected to see that this vice or these people do not swindle government's money.
Speaking of stakeholders that you work with, what technocrats, how exactly do you work cooperatively with technocrats in coordination, like town clerks, division mayors, district planners, etc.? How exactly do you coordinate your programs?
Yeah, like I told you, that we do implement both central and local government services in the district. Like the parish development model program we are talking about, we coordinate with the PDM focal persons, we coordinate with the circle chairpersons, because these people who benefit from circles, and we coordinate with the circle chairpersons, we coordinate with the GISOs, the Gomborora internal security officers, to give us the correct beneficiaries, the verification process. And also, we coordinate with the commercial officers at the district, in the cities, on how best this program can easily be implemented.
Right.
So we don't do it alone. It is a team, and our role or our major focus as a team is to see that these government programs are greatly implemented and they benefit the intended groups of people, and who are those, the very people who are supposed to get this money. Yes, that's how we have always done and carried out these exercises.
Right. In your term of service, in your time of service,
yes,
have you been able to, can you share examples of having brought someone to the book for failure to implement or make sure that a government program is implemented as is supposed to be?
Yeah, you see, our as RDCs and RCCs, we work as a team.
Right.
And so it is that teamwork that brings our work to be shared responsibilities, to get shared responsibilities. Yes, we have taken a step to bring these people, especially those who sabotage, those who take away or swindle government's money, those who, actually for us, we term them as enemies of this country. Because His Excellency, the President and government have put up these programs to help the wananchi get out of poverty. And somebody comes, you are a parish chief, you are a commercial officer, you are a PDM focal person, and you tell somebody, Judy, give me 200,000. I am going to put you on the coming list to get this money. So we have always said that one is unacceptable. It is not allowed, and we have always dealt with those people. And what I urge Ugandans, that don't just sit on your rights there. As these people are asking you for money, just do the walk-in. Our offices are always open as representatives of the presidents. Give us, as representatives of the president, give us this message that so and so is asking me for money, he has taken my money, that he wants me to benefit from the government program. Because we are saying time and again, these government programs are free. We have even got reports that some people, like this exercise of the renewal of the national IDs, where people are, you know, asked money. How really do you ask money from a poor Ugandan, a poor mama, that you give me 20,000, give me 30,000? She doesn't have the money. Yet the government has provided the program, which is free to every citizen, and you are taking it as an opportunity to extort money. Really, it is very bad and unfortunate, and we have always encouraged these people to report. And we have taken it as a serious point where there is evidence. These people have always answered for their wrongs, and some of them have even appeared to courts of law.
Right.
Yes.
Why do you think it's consistent, though, that every now and again there's someone who finds a loophole to use it as an advantage to extract or take on actions of corruption from the citizens of Uganda with programs, government programs now like national IDs? Why do you think it's comfortable for someone to sit and start asking for money in all the wrong manners, or it's someone just decide to use PDM money as a way of extracting money out of people by deducting and giving them half, yet they sign for the full amount? Why do you think it's consistent? It's all the time existing without stopping, and yet the law, as you've stated, is taking its action?
You see, corruption, we must get to know from this national broadcaster this morning. Corruption is a societal curse that everybody must actively participate or collectively participate in to fight. So if somebody, like I said, is asking jury money to engage or to benefit in a government program, and you just sit on your rights, you don't report to us, then that means you are either part of the syndicate to promote corruption, or you are also gaining from the same. So for us, what we are saying, yes, corruption is there, but we have done our best. We have tried our best to see that we really bring these corrupt individuals to the book. Because, you see, the corrupt individuals are the minority. But them being the minority, they have access to these government funds, these public funds, and so that's the advantage they take to swindle this government money. But we have done the best. We have done the best, and we have always interacted with the put-up government institutions like the IGG, the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, the Auditor General, because where we see that corruption has gone beyond, we write to these people and we say, attention, Auditor General, there is the 1 billion shilling that was sent to this district for road maintenance, but there is no work done. We have always talked to these people, they are adamant. And so they come on board. So we combine the efforts to see that these corrupt Ugandans face the law.
Right.
That's what we have done time and again.
We are looking at the role of RDCs and RCCs in implementing and supervising government programs. 0709-602-592 is your number to engage. We are having Ninsima Gachibayo, who is the Assistant RCC of Jinja City South Division, to help us elaborate and explain what RCCs and RDCs are supposed to do for you and I as citizens of Uganda. Now, are there awareness campaigns prepared by the government or by RCCs and RDCs to sensitize masses so that this curbs on them, first and foremost, knowing their rights, but also knowing how best they can join you in fighting the war on corruption? Even right now, I'm sensitizing. Right, but this could be a one one of those one-offs. But are there campaigns where there's a program, a full program that masses are being sensitized? There are media campaigns, village campaigns, LC chairperson campaigns. You see, we as representatives of the president, we have what we call government airtime on radios and even televisions. Because me coming here, I've not paid anything. So that's, we have the government airtime to come on radios and TVs in our areas of jurisdiction
Now, for example, in Jinja, I'm always on those radios from Monday evening, that is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sensitizing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Always sensitizing the masses, telling them about government programs and giving them accountability. Today, we have handled this, we have done this, this is what we have got a report about this, but this is the government's position in ensuring that we are moving in a steady progress. That's how we have managed to do the more sensitization and also engaging the community. We rise up with the community. Community tells you there is a problem of the roads here, there is a problem of corruption here, there is a problem of this, and they keep reporting. So I urge Ugandans to always report these corrupt individuals, and the law will take its course if the evidence is adduced against them, that you swindled government's money, you took away people's money that you want them to gain from government programs, yet these government programs are free of charge. You are only being guided on what to do. Bring this, bring this, bring this, do this, register in a circle, and you get the government's money. But not saying, give me 300,000, give me 200,000. Yeah. Right. In Rusoga, we say, baby. Those are thieves. Balikwenda kuibisente daimwe. Government programs that are free of charge.
Right. Thank you so much, Ninsima Gachibayo. And let's bring this conversation to a close. But as your parting shots, do share mechanisms that citizens are supposed to report through clearly as to how they communicate the receiving of their services, of how even the services are progressing on ground.
Yes, our offices are always open.
Right.
And we tell Ugandans always do the walk-in. Walk-in is where you come to someone's office, even if you don't have an appointment. For us, we don't have all those procedures. Judah has come to see Ninsima, you do this. No, our offices are ever open. We even tell our secretaries, we tell our people in office that let everybody come, explain to us, talk to us, and we also share. Because as we are doing the implementation of government programs, sometimes we may not have the entire information, but somebody walks into office, comes from Mafubra, someone comes from Masese, someone comes from Narufenya, and comes to office. Ndikwenda kubona RDC. That's what we have always listened. We listen to them, we entertain them, and we hear what they are telling us. We also advise and also go to the field to see how best we can interact with these people.
Are there phone numbers just in case anyone cannot walk in?
Yeah, when they come to our offices, we give them phone numbers. Because, for example, me, I'm an assistant RCC of Jinja.
Right.
So when they come to Jinja, they are given our numbers and even all the other RDCs and RCCs in their areas of jurisdiction.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ninsima Gachibayo. He is the Assistant RCC of Jinja City South Division. And we've been looking at the role of RDCs and RCCs in implementing government programs as well as supervising them. And as someone who has benefited from walking to an RDC's office, I encourage you to do the same. Do not hide away or do not speak things you haven't experienced. Walk in and speak from the experience you get from that RDC's office. Good morning, Uganda.
This August, East Africa becomes the center of African football. CHAN 2024 is here, and it's bigger than ever. 3 proud nations, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, united by football, passion, and power. From the first whistle to the final roar, 35 thrilling matches, live only on UBC TV and radio stations.
Wherever you are in Uganda, from the city to the village, UBC brings Chan 2024 to your screen and your radio. August 2nd to August 30th, it's football like never before. One tournament, one region, one heartbeats. Chan 2024, live on UBC. Feel the game, live the glory.
My friend, I have made some good money today. It is time to relax and enjoy life.
Nice to hear that, Sim. Just give me some money.
Gino, let's go party. All the drinks and the muchomo are on me. I will crown the day with a babe to chill with before I return home. Let's enjoy ourselves. Life is too short.
You guy, you mean you want to take nothing home to your family? My friend, indulging in casual sex has become very risky and dangerous these days. There is HIV and what's still Mpox.
What are you saying, Gino? I use protection, a condom. Don't scare me.
Good. Condoms can protect you from HIV and other STIs, but not Mpox. If that person has the Mpox skin rash, he will also contract the disease Semu.
What?
Yes, Semu. And from there, you'll spread it to your loved ones, your lovely wife, and your children, who may suffer serious disease and even die.
Thanks, Gino. I heard about it earlier, but I just brushed it off as well. So I am cancelling this useless program and going home to my loved ones. Bye, Gino. Bye.
Good decision. You see, that is being responsible, Semu. Hey, by the way, before you go, just give me at least a 50K.
Mpox is real. Protect yourself and the loved ones. Stay safe and do not indulge in casual sex or other risky behaviors. For more information
About Mpox,
call a Ministry of Health toll-free line on 0800 1066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health
with support from UNICEF, WHO,
and its partners.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
The temperatures are really crazy. Like you can see, it's a hot morning and we are still at Namugongo Shrine, and behind us is just the lake. It's called Uganda Martyrs Lake. I didn't know there's one of a kind like that, but also an appreciation to the Catholics. I think they've taken part in planting as many trees as they can, and when you get to this area, there's at least much shade regarding climate change. Now, bringing you back to what we've been discussing. The other day we were talking about what was inside the shrine. You got to see what was in there, you got to learn one or two things, and when we also got outside, you still got to see what was there. And we promised to bring you to the lake, which is where we are standing right now. We are yet to know why is this lake in Namugongo Shrine, how did it come to existence, is it a man-made lake or not? Let's hear that from Ben. We are with him again, and he's going to be introducing to us himself and tell us more about this place. We are happy to have you again, Mr. Ben.
Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Ben Tenywa. I'm in charge of visitors and pilgrims at the Uganda Martyrs Catholic Shrine in Namugongo. Now, where we are, this is a man-made lake. We call it the Uganda Martyrs Lake. Before, it was a swamp. The executioners, after executing people up there, they were sloping down here in the swamp to wash, to bathe, to cleanse themselves, refresh themselves. Tell the gospel, not responsible for your death. It's the king who told us to kill you, don't haunt us. It's the goddess of Uganda, you minimized and called them demons, responsible for your death, not us. So now, when they were designing the place, a priest who was here in charge, the late Monsignor Lawrence Mbwega, decided to dig the lake. This is a smaller lake which was dug basically for mass to be celebrated here whenever there is need for any open air mass, especially on Martyrs Day. Martyrs Day every year is a public holiday in Uganda. The bishops and the priests, they go in the basilica, in the shrine, they put on their vestments, they make a procession and go in the middle. In the middle of this Like that pavilion is for bishops and a few priests. The excess of the priests, they sit behind, the pavilion behind. The pavilion this side is for president and all of government officials, all of VIPs in that pavilion. The pavilion that side is for the sisters, brothers, brothers and the sisters. Then the rest of the pilgrims all over. They put speakers on the trees so that people can hear them wherever they are. 3 popes have been here. The first pope to come in Africa celebrated the Mass here. Pope Paul VI was here on 2nd of August, 1969. John Paul II was here on 7th of Feb, 1993. And Pope Francis was here on 28th of November, 2015. Christians believe this is holy water. When they come here, some wash in their face, some touch, some carry at home. It depends on your faith. So here is a Pope sacristy. Pope Francis dressed from here, and he went for Mass there. So, thank you so much.
Meaning when he came, this was already put in place.
When Pope Francis was coming, they demolished whatever was here. There are some sheds which were here, but when the Pope Francis was coming, they demolished all those sheds and they put up these new ones. Yeah, each pavilion has got toilets and rooms underneath. Yes.
And maybe to shed a light on Uganda Matters, usually when it's happening, take us through what happens what happens in place.
Matters Day, 3rd of June, is a public holiday in Uganda. That's the day we remember the Uganda Martyrs. Every day they choose a diocese to lead us in the celebrations. Now this year, 2025, we have Lugazi diocese. On that, before that, we start with the prayers, a novena for 90 days. A novena is a prayer for 90 days with a particular intention. So we start with the prayers for 90 days. People walk on foot. People come walking from northern Uganda, western Uganda, eastern Uganda. People come walking from Nairobi on foot. Not because they don't have money, but to make a pilgrimage. So by 1st of June, the place is already full. Now on the very day, Mass, the procession starts from the basilica. The bishops and the priests, they go inside the basilica, they put on their vestments, they make a procession and they go in the middle there. So the Mass starts at 10 a.m. and it ends at midday. Then speeches, by 2, everything is done. Yes.
And when it is done, everyone goes back.
Everyone goes back. Those who come walking, they use buses, they use their vehicles and they go back.
That's interesting. I didn't know that people are coming all the way even from Nairobi, walking. I thought it is Ugandans that are walking all the way, and probably the rest are catching flights and starting their walks from Entebbe. It's an interesting one for the faith. What are some of the things that these people be seeking for, especially to take that route of faith, to walk all the way? Now let's talk about people, for example, from Kisoro. From Kisoro, you walk probably the other corner in Karamoja till here. What is it that they are yearning for that will make them take that step to get to this place?
People who walk, for them they're strengthening their faith. They say if the Uganda Martyrs were burnt, if the Uganda Martyrs were killed, they were like us. They were black like us, they were men, they were young, they were old. So they say, since the Uganda Martyrs were burnt, and nobody is willing to burn us, nobody is going to burn us, let us go an extra mile of walking. So they make a pilgrimage, they make that holy journey. And in the process, they believe they are communicating with God, they are talking to God, they are coming nearer to God. And in the process of doing that, some are asking for forgiveness of their sins. Some are asking for the particular intention is they intend to receive from God. So it is a holy journey. It's a prayerful journey. People come praying. People come telling God, seeking for forgiveness. People come. Some come with particular intentions. This year in this pilgrimage, I'm asking for this. So doing that, let me walk. I'm asking for forgiveness of my sins. Doing that, let me walk. To achieve that, let me walk. So that's why you see people walking. Walking to be more nearer, to strengthen their faith, to be more nearer to God. Yeah, in this event, pilgrimage.
This is a place we've got to learn about for so many years. How have you been able to keep it this clean and intact in this area?
Yes. You see, this is a place of visitors. This is a place of pilgrims.
Yes.
So we have we have workers, workers who are always here to clean up this place. So on daily basis, visitors come. So for that matter, we have workers who clean the place. We have enough workers who clean this place to make it clean the way you have found it. Yes.
Okay, and when we look at the tourists that keep coming in, exception of the big day, the Uganda Martyrs Day, where the biggest numbers, I don't know, isn't it the day when the biggest numbers are? Yes, so let's look at now the other days. How often do you get in the visitors, and usually what are they looking for, the tourists?
Visitors come on daily basis. Every day we get visitors, we get pilgrims, we get tourists. There are those who come to pray. There are those who come to tour. Those who come to tour, they have heard of this place. They want to know, is it true that people were burnt because of their faith? So that alone attracts tourists. That alone attracts pilgrims. So on daily basis, we get people who come to tour, people who come for pilgrimage. Because what happened here is not common, that people were burnt. In Uganda, it is only here. In Africa, it's only here. Maybe, I don't know, in the whole world. But what happened here is unique, that people were burnt. So people come to see this holy place. And so many people want to associate themselves with the holy place. And this year I must visit the holy place. And one of the holy places in Uganda is Namugongo. Yes.
And maybe to give us your closing remarks or something that you would like us to know about the Namugongo Shrine.
Namugongo Shrine is a shrine dedicated to the saints, the Uganda Martyrs. Now I call upon you people of God to come and receive blessings, the Uganda Martyrs. If you have you need a miracle, you need something to strengthen your faith, this is the place. You emulate the Uganda Martyrs to attain sainthood, because the Uganda Martyrs are now saints. We also can become saints. The only way is to learn about the Uganda Martyrs, to meditate about the Uganda Martyrs, to think about the Uganda Martyrs, and visit the place like this one where the Uganda Martyrs were killed.
Thank you for sticking with us on the GMU Tourism Express. And this morning again, it's been the Religious Tourism Week dedicated to Catholics.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Welcome back from GMU Tourism Express, time for business. And this is also a point to remind you that Chan is here. First game of Uganda starts today. Make sure that you go watch it. But just in case you cannot go watch it live, at least you'll be able to catch all the games live, broadcast here live on UBC TV. Just make sure that you join the conversation. Hashtag Chant 2024, hashtag We Are Cranes, hashtag Uganda Cranes. African Nations Championship in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda 2024. And for you to be able to enjoy it, it's proudly brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Sports, FUFA, and the State House as well. Now, time for business, and a brighter Monday, Uganda took its women empowerment drive to Western Uganda, now particularly to the bustling city of Mbarara. The aim of the regional engagements is to showcase various business opportunities that can enable the Ugandan youthful women in business to thrive. The Mbarara event follows a similar empowerment and skilling initiative in Jinja City. Over 200 women in Uganda in work gathered at Adit Mall in Mbarara City to discuss ways to unlock their potential for dignified work. Gracing over the event, Mbarara City Mayor Robert Kachebezi underscored the importance of empowering women and girls, that is the girl child, and Xenia Wachira, the county manager of Brighter Monday, Uganda, the organizers of the event, reaffirmed their commitment to mentor women and provide necessary skills in entrepreneurship. Eunice Innocent Kapshabe, the Gender Inclusion Associate at Brighter Monday, noted that there are vast opportunities for young women to thrive in business, but appealed to them to take the bull by its horns. Challenges facing women at workplaces were highlighted, and proactive solutions to tackle them were mentioned as well. Now, moving on, a new report by the Urban Informality Working Group has revealed serious gaps in governance and service delivery in Nakawa and Kawempe slums, calling for urgent policy reforms to recognize and include these communities in city development plans. The study was conducted by Dr. Peter Kasaija, a researcher at the Urban Action Lab, a research unit under the Department of Geography at Makerere University. The study found out that informal settlements lack basic services, limiting urban development contribution. The informal sector has a challenge that requires government engagement. It was noted that despite their large contribution to the urban economy, informal communities remain excluded from formal governance systems. The report also highlighted the work of various sub-working groups that assess service delivery gaps, identify policy weaknesses, and purpose-inclusive governance mechanisms. One of the key findings was that legal and policy instruments remain inadequate in addressing the needs of informal communities. The Minister of State for Privatization, Evelyn Anite, applauded the Uganda's private sector for creating more employment base. She was at the annual Business Excellence Awards 2025, which focused on quality, innovation, customer satisfaction, among others. Honorable Evelyn Anite received the Excellence in Investment Leadership Award and held the private sector for raising the flag of the government in business. She promised tax incentives to importers. From Uganda Investment Authority, says Dr. Robert Kamenya, applauded them for remaining in business despite the challenges. The Chief Operations Manager, Agnes Alowo, says this year's awards focused on quality, innovation, and customer satisfaction. SG4 Group, Movit, Steel and Tube, Tembo won awards for this year. Now, moving on, in a move to strengthen practical learning and supporting national development initiatives, Makerere University's College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences has revitalized its internship program to help students apply knowledge in real-world setting while offering solutions to farmers in Mpigi and Masaka districts. In the heart of Uganda's farming communities, a new wave of youthful energy is transforming agricultural practices. Through a revitalized internship program, 51 students from Makerere University's College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences have been on the ground learning, teaching, and innovating. From banana plantations to poultry houses, coffee farms to irrigation systems, these students are gaining hands-on experience, developing critical skills, and offering real-time solutions to local farming challenges. In Impigi and Masaka, the focus has been on President Museveni's idea of the parish development model and the 4-acre model. Students engaged in multiple enterprises, including coffee, banana, poultry, and maize farming. Emphasis was placed on sustainable farming techniques, improved post-harvest handling, and smart innovations like solar drying and biogas production. The internship also explored climate-smart innovations, including water-saving irrigation methods, sustainable poultry feed using azolla and black soldier flies, and biogas for renewable energy. Well, now let's move on to look at what the forex rates were as of 1st August 2025 and still are. The US dollar was buying at 3,579.59 and selling at 3,589.59, and by midday it had dropped to 3,578.41 and selling at 3,588.41, and it closed in at a drop of 3,577.68 and selling at 3,587.86. The British pound was buying at 4,723.84 and selling at 4,737.05, and the euro was buying at 4,090.20 and selling at 4,101.67. The Kenyan shilling was at 27.69 and selling at 27.76, and the Tanzanian shilling still maintaining its increased value of 1.39 and selling at the same, and the South African rand buying at a reduced value of 196.51 and selling at 197.06. Well, that's it from business, but the agenda is up next. Just make sure that you save the number 0709602592 to be able to be a part of the conversation. Good morning, Uganda does continue. My name is Julie Nantaba Mosisi. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This August, East Africa becomes the center of African football. CHAN 2024 is here, and it's bigger than ever. 3 proud nations, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, united by football, passion, and power. From the first whistle to the final roar, 35 thrilling matches, live, only on UBC TV and radio stations. Wherever you are in Uganda, from the city to the village, UBC brings CHAN 2024 to your screen and your radio. August 2nd to August 30th, it's football like never before. 1 tournament, 1 region, 1 heartbeat. CHAN 2024, live on UBC. Feel the game, live the glory.
My friend, I have made some good money today. It is time to relax and enjoy life.
Nice to hear that, Semu. Just give me some money.
Gino, let's go party. All the drinks and the muchomo are on me. I will crown the day with a babe to chill with before I return home. Let's enjoy ourselves. Life is too short.
You guys, you mean you want to take nothing home to your family? My friend, indulging in casual sex has become very risky and dangerous these days. There is HIV and what's still Mpox.
What are you saying, Gino? I use protection, a condom. Don't scare me.
Good. Condoms can protect you from HIV and other STIs, but not Mpox. If that person has the Mpox skin rash, he will also contract the disease Semu.
What?
Yes, Semu. And from there, you'll spread it to your loved ones, your lovely wife, and your children, who may suffer serious disease and even die.
Thanks, Gino. I heard about it earlier, but I just brushed it off as well. So I am cancelling this useless program and going home to my loved ones. Bye, Gino. Bye.
Good decision. You see, that is being responsible, Semu. Hey, by the way, before you go, just give me at least a 50K.
Mpox is real. Protect yourself and the loved ones. Stay safe and do not indulge in casual sex or other risky behaviors. For more information
about Mpox,
call the Ministry of Health toll-free line on 0800 1066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health
with support from UNICEF, WHO,
and its partners.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Our program of poverty eradication is a must. We want everybody to be involved.
Through the parish development model, Ugandans are starting small but impactful projects to improve their livelihoods.
When we give 1 million, we know it's not enough to do many things, but it's a starting point.
I'm a PDM beneficiary, a farmer. Your Excellency, I was given 1 million Uganda shillings from Kobil Kawo PDM Circle. Your Excellency, I got 20 bunches from my small piece of land sold, got 400,000, put in the PDM farm, Your Excellency, in the PDM money, Your Excellency, I bought a cow of 1,400,000.
In 1 year, 100 families in the parish you get. In 5 years, 500 families would have got.
We were the first people to receive money from Nakapiriprit. I received $1 million. I rented 4 acres of land and I was able to harvest 14 bags.
So really this 1 million is enabling somebody to start something. Yes, and we don't want to give too much money to one person because we have got very many people to cover.
The parish development model empowers the people, focusing on lifting up the masses and creating opportunities that ensure prosperity for all. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala.
We have to change the political culture in this country, really. Who has bewitched Ugandans?
I want to assure you, as government, we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that Ugandans are safe.
We have conversations that have analysis, explanation.
This law society, this union of theirs, because they want a job everywhere, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want... No. We know it's a union.
You cannot be making a road, bitumen grade 1, in Congo for 5 billion.
But not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth.
The argument that the General Court Martial is responsible for peace and stability is without basis, either in law or in fact.
we are being told how Napoleon was a great orator. Now, Napoleon cannot help me get food. They told me combine harvesters in Saskatchewan. I don't know where Saskatchewan is. This is a geography we're taught. Instead of teaching me how to preserve Mabera forest, they're teaching me about Rhineland. This is a problem we got. We cannot run away from it.
Right now, you hear very disgusting stories of members of parliament. Instead of discussing the details of loans, they ask for their cuts.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
All on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business. It is the man who is going to drink this water. We strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
So this is my general perception. One, that this project entered in strategic areas of government, but that it has created a base for the now last mile strategy, which is the parcel development model. And therefore this base that it has left will help us actually, and I'm sure we'll get better results in a Chole area and Ajumani when we are implementing the parcel development model.
Hello, hamjambo. My name is Twea. Welcome to Swahili with Twea. Let's look at Swahili phrases for daily use. Jina. Jina. Name. Jina langu. Jina langu. My name. Jina langu ni Twea. Jina langu ni Twea. My name is Twea. Jina lako. Jina lako. Your name. Jina lako ni nani? Jina lako ni nani? What is your name? Jina langu ni. Jina langu ni. My name is. Jina lake. Jina lake. His or her name. Jina lake ni nani? Jina lake ni nani? What is her name? Jina lake ni Didi. Jina lake ni Didi. Her name is Didi. Can you practice this? Very good. Vizuri sana. See you again. Tutaonana tena.
The stage is set, the teams are ready, and your voice could be the difference. Come wave your flag, sing your song, and back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Good morning, Uganda. It's about 8 minutes after 8 a.m. This is UBC TV that you are watching, and we are coming to you live from Nile Avenue. The show is Good Morning, Uganda. My name is Julie Nataba Mosisi. Time for the agenda. And today what we are looking at is the press briefing that was released by the Ugandan Nurses and Midwives Union. And this press briefing is on professional and welfare issues affecting nurses and midwives of Uganda. If this conversation affects you, 0709 602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should save and be a part of the show. Now, let me just read the preamble for you of this particular brief. And first and foremost, it's a letter that was released on the 1st of August, and attention taken and given to all members of the Central Executive Committee, all members of National Executive Committee, NEC, all regional leaders, all branch leaders, all shop leaders, all members of the UNMU, and all nurses and midwives of Uganda. And the subject of this letter is press briefing on professional and welfare issues affecting nurses and midwives. And the preamble to this letter is that since 1999, the policy has been that BSN/BSM graduates, whether direct entrants or diploma upgraders, must complete a one-year supervised internship at accredited hospitals before permanent registration and licensure to practice. In May 2024, which was last year, an interministerial committee on education and health, excluding Ugandan Nurses and Midwives Union and other key stakeholders, met and resolved to waive internships for diploma extensors. The Ministry of Health proceeded with the waiver in June 2025, directing UNMC to exempt upgraders from internships. And we wish to also note that even the graduating nurses and midwives remain unpromoted. It's common to find a nurse who finished 10 years back but still serving the same enrollment level as before he or she attained the degree. This is saddening and demoralizing to our members of this profession. What is ironic is that this is not the case with other professionals. For example, on internship, it's only nurses being exempted from internship with a vague argument that they already acquired the experience through various ladders, something which is not true. Now, that's just a preamble to this letter, but in detail, let's look at what is at stake, what the Ugandan Nurses and Midwives Union demands, and what the union's action plan is. And to do that with me, as we look entirely at the discrimination of internship deployment, is Justice Cherop Kiplangat, who is the President, Ugandan Nurses and Midwives Union. Good morning, Justice.
Good morning.
All right.
How are you? Thank you for hosting me here.
And thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Well, what led to the release of this letter? Give us a bit of a background.
Yes, thank you so much, presenter. And my name is Justice Cherop, the President of Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union. And I am here representing the nurses and midwives of Uganda. And the issue at hand right now is the internship deployment of nurses and midwives of this country. Way back, the nursing began in a certificate level. Now we are up to a PhD level. And we realized that the government also issued the directive that nurses, everybody going from diploma going to degree, and if you go to degree, you must attain what we call internship. And that internship is a supervisory course, or it is experience in a different department to learn more of nursing. So if you acquire a degree and walk out home, then you are not yet qualified, because we need you to be supervised by many other people. In this case now, the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education waived off nurses to go for internship, those who acquired diploma. Now, our argument here is that that is not the case. Because in 1999, we all agreed that everybody, regardless of experience, regardless of where you are, you must attain supervisory internship in a gazetted hospital, like Malago, like Jirudu, like Masaka, regional referrals, basically. Now, you get the experience of a nurse who has worked in the village and employed in the village and went back to school online, and he cannot know anything in a department of, possibly we say, cardiology department. They may not know anything. So we are arguing the government that internship is still relevant for these diploma nurses, and they need to go back for this diploma, internship. We urge government that let the nurses go back to internship. Take, for example, why we are arguing in this way is that clinical officers, we have clinical officers, we have pharmacists, we have public tender officers who attain diploma. But the moment they upgrade to do the bachelor's in dentistry, to do a bachelor's in medicine, to do a bachelor's in pharmacy, immediately they reach there, after the bachelor's, they are subjected to go to internship. Then why nurses? Why not nurses? We are also having diploma the same, diploma like clinical officers, and we earn the same salary. And why are we subjected? Why are we waived off? By the way, the waive off is a sympathy. Why do government sympathize on us? You don't sympathize with a profession, because a profession must remain a profession. A waive off simply means abandoning a known right. Abandoning a known right. So government is trying to abandon a known right to a nurse. So why do you waive off? We did not ask for waive off. We did not beg. We did not. We need to be like any other person going for a degree. Look at the neighboring countries. Let's say Sudan, look at Nigeria, look at Ghana, look at Tanzania, look at Kenya. We are not the exception. And to make it worse, all those countries do internship when they are in the degree. And to make it worse, we have very many in our country that government cannot employ all of us. So we need to go internship, and you go for a job in Kenya, you go a job in South Sudan, you get a job in Belgium, and they will subject you that, where is the internship award? Because at the end of internship, you get an award showing that really you did a degree in nursing, you were supervised for 1 year, you qualified to go for a job.
That's very true indeed. Everyone asks for experience, and usually internship and volunteer works are the experience that we're gonna. But let's look at what led government to this policy. What exactly stirred it to resolve to this policy?
Thank you so much. I don't know. I am not sure that government had a very genuine reason. But I know, what I know very well is about money.
Okay.
About money, government is trying to save some money in favor of the profession, which is very wrong. This is taxpayers' money. We need the money to be spent. We have been, from 1999, it was okay, up to today. So even if the country is trying to save money, but they should not save money on the profession. They are killing the profession. So we are saying that because nurses are many to go for internship, they think that if they reduce those diplomas to be waived off, at least the direct and the other people can enjoy the internship, which is not the case.
Right. Now, on that note, perhaps it's better for one to understand the role of nurses and why it's important for them to have an internship. Because many a times you notice that out of, I think, society's ignorance, There's a way a nurse is treated and a doctor is treated. Yet at the end of the day, a nurse remains with the patient, taking care of the patient throughout their sick period. So just elaborate to an ordinary Ugandan and to our government policymaker what exactly the role of a nurse is.
Yeah, thank you. The role of a nurse is purely to look after the patient, right from the entrance up to the patient leaving the hospital and up to the patient leaving the mortuary, then the dead body leaving the mortuary. That is our role. We look at holistically a patient from head to toe. We are ever there with the patient. Take, for example, a patient in ICU, a patient in intensive care unit. Doctor prescribes medicine and walk away. He comes at 16 hours to review the patient. Now, who has been with this patient? If you walk to Mulago right now, doctors have prescribed already medicine at this time, and they walk away. Up to midday, other doctors come to review patients. But they leave who? They leave the nurse and the midwife to continue monitoring. That's why my argument is that if internship is waived off, who will be at the level of supervising and monitoring others? So this nurse should monitor others, this nurse should supervise others who are working. And you see, there is now online training. Take, for example, the University of Victoria University. They are online, most of the time online. And you come for face-to-face, you have no time to see, touch on the patient. I am trained from my village in Kapchorwa. And I did certificate in Kapchorwa. I did diploma in Kapchorwa. And Kapchorwa Hospital has only 20 beds in a ward. I've never seen a case of any equipment even called electrocardiograph that monitors the heart. And I get a job in Mulago. I apply. I've already got my degree. I did my degree in Victoria University online. I obtain it and I work. Do you think that I will be oriented in the hospital? No time for orientation. Then I am arguing the community that if a degree nurse touches you, it is very different for a certificate nurses to touch you. Because the knowledge gap is too much. So if we give these people who are from upcountry, you know that we have so many schools. We have schools in the Kabale School of Nursing, training nurses. We have others in Arua. They have not got any experience, but they have got the diploma. They have passed. And now we are saying that you come for degree in Makerere. And another loophole which we have as nurses is that there are other universities taking nurses 4 years back for the course. The course of a nurse is 4 years. So we wanted it to be all uniform, that every university should have taken that route. Like if you apply to Makerere, I thank God for Makerere University. Because Makerere University, whether you have the diploma, whether you trained where, but if you want a degree in Makerere, you have to go for 4 years. But unlike other universities said, okay, you have acquired diploma, let us have 2.5 years. Let us have 3 years, which is unfair for education in nursing in this country. Because there is no shortcut that we need to acquire a degree. We need to acquire a degree in a genuine manner, like any other degrees. So the importance of a nurse and a midwife is really to obtain and look after the patient 24/7 without moving. Actually, we have shifts. When I go out for break, somebody comes in to be with the patient. But doctors have no break. They just come, clerk, and go and say, continue with this medicine. For example, we have medicine giving 2 hourly After 3 hours, you give a patient. After 1 hour, you give a patient. You monitor the blood pressure after 6 hours, 2 hours. So if you are not there, that patient will definitely die.
Right. Let's look at who made this decision. Who was there when making and concluding and arriving at the conclusion of this policy that there should be no internship for a particular section of nurses?
Unfortunately, we were not involved. Unfortunately, in the ministerial, you know, nurses belong to both. If it is a training, nurses belong to health as a mother ministry, but training is Ministry of Education.
Right.
So the circular came and say nurses in the ministerial sat, and then last year and decided that the diploma nurses should not go for training, for internship. Yet they are leaving this group. That is what is paining us as a profession. Leaving this group, pharmaceuticals, leaving clinical officers, leaving public tender officers. Now, why do you segregate the profession? Nursing is a profession of itself. And let me tell now the community that we are not subsection of another profession. Doctorate is another profession. Being a doctor is a profession of its own. Nursing is a profession, and midwifery is a profession of its own. So it must line up with all the requirements of international standards. So we cannot decide as Ugandans to have nurses not going internship because they have diploma, yet in another country the standards are maintained.
Right.
So we are going to we are urging government that no, we have to maintain the standards of every country or in the world, so that our nurses, if they don't employ them in Uganda, they have a chance to be employed abroad.
Right, that's very pertinent indeed. Now let me get into a couple of your comments coming through. Good morning. It's quite disappointing that extensors are excluded from internship. Imagine someone who completed university in 2024 and is still hanging out without the practicing license. Degree in nursing is very different from diploma. At school, we learn theoretical knowledge, but in the hospital, it's hands-on. And trust me, the experience at the hospital is different. Let them allow Ugandans be taken care of by suitably qualified and well-baked persons. I am Hillary, a nurse in Chankwanzi. Thank you so much for being on the show. 0709602592. Now, Justice, what's at stake? Outline it. What's at stake?
Yes. Now, the stake which we have right now, first of all, we have in two categories. Our plea to government. We don't need to have heads on government is government, but we are arguing government that number one, redeploy the extensors to go back for their internship. Two, if there is any policy that should be changed, that in the extensors should not go, then it should go back to Parliament. Because all these policies come from Parliament. So we need now the thinkers who have thought of this, the interministerial committee, to think twice, write a proposal, push it in Parliament, the parliamentarians sit and decide. If it is a policy coming from Parliament, for us, we have no choice. But if it is just in the ministerial, we don't agree. Even if it is Parliament, still we have to argue out our importance is the internship. Because by the time they came out with this in 1999, then they must have seen something. So those are two things that take back the policy to Parliament. We argue it in that way, in Parliament. Two, first, as we continue with that, let the nurses, the extensors of midwives and nurses go for internship. Then now, for sure and for real, if they want, then they also involve these pharmaceuticals. They should withdraw them also. They should waive off for clinic officers. They should waive off for public tender officers. They should waive off for pharmaceuticals. Pharmacists, they should waive off that no pharmacist should go for internship. No clinic officers should go for internship because they have been practicing. But imagine a clinic officer practicing in a rural area like Katakwi. You practice your clinical medicine there and you apply to go for a bachelor's. You are in a diploma. You are applying now to go for a bachelor's. You come to Makere. They teach you everything. Then you qualify. If you have not been placed to go for an internship, you will remain with the conception of your management in Katakwi, and you will never see any other deep management in Malago Regional Referral. Or you go to Jirudu Regional Referral Hospital, you will fail completely. So if they are saying that nurses should not, then the other group should not. But if you are saying that all of us should go, we should go. Failure to do this, government, for sure, we can't allow the profession to die a natural death. Because, first of all, if you get this degree, madam, you find that many nurses are at home because of wage bill. The students study like that, they go back, and they will never get a job from government because they have already a degree. So there's lots of the government jobs are certificate. Right. And yet you want a degree nurse to handle a patient. So if you go back, you will earn salary until you retire of either diploma or enrolled nurse. Yet you have masters, you have a degree, you have masters, but government is not employing us.
If I may ask, does this mean that with this at play, it's increasing the problem of burnout in hospitals? Because we've hosted a nurse here, a midwife here before, and one of the challenges that she shared was the fact that there is burnout. One nurse has many patients and work is constant. It's hard to go for a break because there's a lot demanding her. And now if you say that there is no internship, that means few nurses will be employed. Does that mean that this policy that was made without the union of nurses and midwives at the table actually increases the problem of burnout in hospitals?
Perfect. Because if you train a nurse and you train a half-baked, that nurse will remain at the level she was or he was. So, in fact, it increases the burnout of nurse and midwife. Two, if you look at, we have regulatory body called Uganda Nurses and Midwives Council. Now, Uganda Nurses and Midwives Council regulates people to practice. Now, it will be a very big disaster that me, I have a certificate, I have a degree with an award of internship. How am I going to be regulated? Then this one who just did the diploma and goes to the degree, and I match to the council, how am I going to be regulated? So you find that they are also pulling out the roles, the powers of the regulatory body. So it has affected the regulatory body that everybody can fake anything. Yet we wanted the regulatory body to be independent and do the work of regulation perfectly. So education and health should not compromise our regulatory body. So, and even the standards of other regulatory bodies in other countries, they will not honor our regulatory body as it is. So the burnout will be there, and the nurses will not have a good job opportunities abroad and within.
Right. Some of the comments coming through. Good morning, UBC. I want to thank Mr. President for the broad light poured out about the profession to the public. And Phillips from Karamoja says, thank you for raising issues affecting nurses. These people are key stakeholders in health centers and hospitals and must be well trained updated, well-equipped with skills that are current to handle patients. There is a problem with our Ugandan technocrats. They make decisions that are killing. Horrible to hear this. I am not mistaken. These are a category of leaders who don't want highly qualified and brilliant health workers in place to challenge them at work. The supervisors who every time give warning letters to those who challenge them on poor management. So they want people to be very raw in knowledge. Another comment coming through, nurses' roles are more of hands-on than theory. Without practice, the risk of nurses taking away lives will be higher than saving lives. This is Agnes from Luzira. Thank you so much for being on the show. President, let's look at the union's action plans. What are they?
Yeah, we need dialogue, number one. We need to engage the stakeholders. We need to engage the ministerial committee to tell us what inspired them to do this. And we need a roundtable talk. If all those talks failed, in solidarity, in 90 days, we have given them 90 days. Those are 3 months that we can harmonize in between 90 days, these 3 months. And if we cannot come to compromise, we better say those who can do better, like doctors now and clinical officers, public tenants, those who have been favored, we leave them to work in the hospital. We put our tools down, we leave them to do the work that the nurses are doing in solidarity of this internship. We need it more than tomorrow. Because why we need it is that international market, we need a nurse to be at the international. Even if I don't go abroad, still I need this internship to be experienced, to learn more conditions, to learn more equipment, to learn more experience in the setting of a hospital. So we may decide to leave people to do their work that the nurses have been doing. So these 90 days gives government to recognize and harmonize with us. And if all of us come together and we agree that nurses should not go, then we shall now agree, all of us, including the nurses themselves and including the stakeholders. Otherwise, we are going to lay our tools down. We say those who have been granted, because this is purely discrimination. There are these departments who are going for bachelors and they are allowed to go for internship. So we shall let them do work on behalf of the nurses, and for us we sit back because we are not valued in this government. We are not valued that we can do something better than this. And lastly, if we had a directorate of nursing, because this directorate of nursing would have solved a lot of problems in our profession of nursing and midwives. So we are under other professionals. That is the mistake that the government is thinking about the nurses. This profession is a noble profession, and to make it worse, or to make it good enough to people to think, 75% of workforce in health are nurses. That's why we are proud to be nurses, and we are proud that we shall leave them, we shall leave these pharmaceuticals to continue, clinical officers to go, and for us we sit back. And this one, I think their percentage is 10% in the workforce, the health workforce. But for us, we are many, and we need to be heard. If they don't hear us, whom do they hear in the health sector? They should not hear only about doctors. No. If we get out of that hospital and we leave the doctor cannot do the procedures we do. Even if you learn up to a professor, you can't do the work of a nurse. And the doctor cannot, and the nurse cannot do a work of a doctor. But for us, we can prescribe medicine, we can heal the patient and discharge the patient, and the patient go. So partly we can do the prescription and we do everything. Otherwise, this sounds very well that 3 months from today, from 1st of August, we need dialogue. Failure to dialogue with us, Minister of Education, Minister of Health, we shall say Other people can work, for us we may not work.
Right, before this release, this press briefing release, had the union formally engaged with the Ministry of Health or other stakeholders responsible for this decision?
Yes, we have engaged. We have even written letters, but they have never called us. We have written letters to ask them why they do this or why we can meet and discuss on this. Because ideally in a stakeholders partnership, we are also partners of health and we work for health. They should have called us and say, look here, this is what we are thinking, how to do this, how to go, how the policy goes. This is what we are required to do. For us, we would now say, okay, we either challenge a round table or not. But we find just things on social media, we find things on paper that this has happened and they have declared without us, the people who are affected. You first engage the people who are affected and see what are their views. Yes.
Right. Now, aside a holistic, inclusive internship program for all nurses at whatever level, are there any other reforms you're advocating for?
Yes.
Which are?
As I told you, that we are really advocating for a directorate in nursing, because we have a commission, but commission cannot serve the 75% in workforce in the Ministry of Health. We need a directorate. Then number two, we also ask the government that to at least burden the issue of the wage bill, because promotions are becoming problem. Degrees and the masters are accumulated in people's homes without jobs because of the wage bill. So we are asking the government that please, wage bill should be at least uplifted to make sure that the nurses are employed or deployed. And thirdly is, of course, we nurses, as I told you, that we are marginalized. Promises and promises have been on and on for nurses. Like promotions, we have been looking for it. They said, okay, this financial year, next financial year. So we are also asking the government that please make sure that you promote people who are duly respected to be promoted. Then, of course, we also remind the president of this country, because I can't leave this message to go with it, that we need a dialogue with the president of the Republic of Uganda, because he should also realize that nurses in this country are important. And he also pledged for a circle welfare of the nurses. He pledged in 2018 up to today. 2018, and he has not fulfilled his pledge of a circle money. Circle money he has given teachers, he has given everybody. Everybody who goes there, they have given. But nurses, they have never given nurses the circle money. Yet he pledged and signed a check, a tummy check, which I am saying that no. Sincerely, as we close the year of the 5 years which has been in office, and he's hoping to come to the new office, or perhaps, so we requested him that please fulfill before you close the office or open the new office, to fulfill the pledge of the nurses. At least to give nurses 20 billion for welfare. We can't survive on only salary. Yet other people have. For example, teachers quote a lot of money, 20 billion, 3 billion. So nurses have never been given, yet we have circles within ourselves. We go to the same market, we go to the same places, that we take children the same place with the teachers, and why not nurses? So I request His Excellency, the President of this country, to look into it and say, no, these nurses, he promised, let him fulfill the pledge of 20 billion for the nurses to benefit in circles. Nurses will work very well, nurses will be very happy, and they will also survive in that sweat of the circle.
Right, thank you very much. That is Justus Cherop Kiplangat, who is the president, Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union. He's been speaking with us in regards to a press briefing that was released on the 1st of August and really looking at the discrimination of internship deployment, especially amongst nurses. Thank you so much for being on the show. We bring this conversation to a close, and we shall definitely be following up with the Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union as everything follows and unravels. Thank you so much for being on the show. Up next is GMU Sports, and reminding you that Chan is here and UBC TV will be broadcasting it live for you. The hashtags to be a part of the conversation: hashtag Chan 2024, hashtag We Are Cranes, hashtag Uganda Cranes. Good morning, Uganda.
The stage is set, the teams are ready, and your voice could be the difference. Come wave your flag, sing your song, and back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
This August, East Africa becomes the center of African football. Chan 2024 is here, and it's bigger than ever. 3 proud nations, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, united by football, passion, and power. From the first whistle to the final roar, 35 thrilling matches, live, only on UBC TV and radio stations. Wherever you are in Uganda, from the city to the village, UBC brings Chan 2024 to your screen and your radio. August 2nd to August 30th, it's football like never before. 1 tournament, 1 region, 1 heartbeat. Chan 2024, live on UBC. Feel the game, live the glory.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
And Congo as well as Sudan, and Congo as well as Sudan is tomorrow, and Senegal and Nigeria are tomorrow.